Hello and welcome to Mason Cable Network's From the Cinema. My name is Alex Dodson, and I'm going to be talking to you about the movies coming out in the Johnson Center Cinema this weekend. Some of you may already know about the JC Cinema, but for those who don't, it's one of Mason's best programs. Not only do you get to watch movies for free as a Mason student, but the movies tend to range from merely watchable to top quality filmmaking. Ultimately, my goal for this show is to provide you with a little preview into the week's upcoming films and hopefully persuade you to go enjoy a free movie the way they're meant to be enjoyed, on the big screen. Besides, all movies are better when they're free. Getting into it now. The pictures that we'll be showing this weekend are two very different types of comedies. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, The Artist is the holdover from last week, while on Saturday and Sunday night, American Reunion attempts to bring back all of its old fans. The Artist is the silent black and white French film that literally swept the Oscars with the revered hat trick of Best Picture, Director, and Actor last year. American Reunion is about a group of friends who we already know very well from the previous three films, and as we watch them try to rekindle that comedic spark that gained the trilogy so much popularity back in the early 2000s. Since the decision of which film to see this weekend is simply too much to bear for one person's mind alone, let's talk about what you're going to be seeing this weekend. Since I talked about The Artist already last week, I'll keep this section brief. The story follows the fall of silent film actor George Valentine and the rise of the talking movement in Hollywood with its poster girl Pepe Miller. It is fascinating to watch Valentine, played by the suave Jean Dujardin, fall from fame and see Miller, played by the lovely Bernice Bejo, step right in to fill the void. Since the film relies solely on its score, the actors have to step it up a notch and really convey the story and their emotions through facial movements, body language, and reactions to their surroundings. While there is plenty of dramatic sequences, The Artist will really make you rethink what you already know about physical comedy and fill you with some good laughs. Let's move on to this week's newest film, American Reunion. This movie is exactly what you think it is. The guys are back for their 13th high school reunion. Jim, played by Jason Biggs, is married to Michelle, played by Allison Hannigan, and they have a 2-year-old son. When they get home from the reunion festivities, our leads reunite with the rest of the guys. Kevin, played by Thomas Ian Nicholas, Oz, played by Chris Klein, Finch, played by Eddie Kane Thomas, and the infamous Steve Stifler, played by Sean William Scott. Everyone has moved on with their lives after high school and exhibits some form of adult problems, be it loss of sex in the marriage, an abusive boss, regretting mistakes made along the way, or just being ashamed with how little they've done since high school. Of course, hijinks ensue at the reunion parties, and everything gets worse before it all inevitably gets better for a happy ending, already promising for a 5th film. And unfortunately, this is where the issue comes into play, a 5th film. Technically, this was the 8th American Pie movie if you include the 4 spin-offs that absolutely pale in comparison to the original trilogy. But American Reunion plays as an unnecessary reboot of sorts, since it's been so long since the 3rd film, American Wedding, which honestly felt a little forced back in 2003. Essentially, the jokes are the same, and the characters haven't grown much despite the fact that they are all getting older. Thankfully, Reunion and Wedding can't even begin to tarnish the cult-like status of the first 2 American Pie movies in all their hilarity. So what movie will you be seeing this weekend? This is where I come in. The Artist is classic cinema made in our modern day. There's dancing, catchy music, and laughter abound in this Oscar winner. But the things that define The Artist, like the very fact that it's silent and black and white, could also be its biggest turnoff for more casual moviegoers, who aren't capable of enjoying anything more than American Reunion. Of course, this is not saying that you might not enjoy American Reunion. It's a raunchy, sex and alcohol-driven nostalgia trip. If you love the American Pie movies, spin-offs and all, then I'm sure you will have a good time and some laughs this Saturday and Sunday. No matter what you decide to watch this weekend, I can guarantee you that you will have a good time at the Johnson Center Cinema. Showtimes for The Artist are 9 p.m. on Thursday, 6 and 9 on Friday, and 6 on Saturday. American Reunion will be showing at 9 on Saturday and 6 on Sunday. Thanks for tuning in. Watch for me next week when we'll discuss how well Men in Black 3 holds up after such a long break from this Will Smith franchise. Have a great night.